Who is truly happy? In a small village, nestled between green hills and a winding river, there lived a wise old potter named Ravi. He was known not for his wealth nor his possessions, but for his calm eyes, quiet smile, and the stories he told while shaping clay into beauty. People often came to him, not just for pots and vases, but for advice, especially when life weighed heavy on their hearts. One day, 3 villagers approached Ravi with the same question. Master Ravi, who is truly happy? Ravi wiped his clay-covered hands and smiled. Instead of answering, let me tell you a story. Once, there was a mighty king named Viren, who ruled over the most prosperous kingdom in the land. His palace glittered with gold, his table overflowed with food from distant lands, and his treasury was filled with jewels that could blind the eye. Every wish he had was fulfilled within the hour. But King Viren could not sleep. Every night, he tossed and turned, thinking about enemies, traitors, and whether his people truly loved him or simply feared him. Despite all he had, he felt hollow, chasing peace in louder music, grander feasts, and bigger wars. He summoned sages, jesters, and magicians, begging them for the secret to happiness. None could answer, and so the king grew older, heavier with gold, but lighter in spirit. Not far from the palace lived a farmer named Kamala. She owned a small piece of land that barely fed her family of 5. She woke with the sun and worked until it dipped behind the hills, hands blistered, back sore. Her clothes were patched, her roof leaked during storms, and her dinner was often the same, lentils and rice. Yet, Kamala sang while she worked. She laughed with her children under the stars, shared whatever she had with neighbors, and slept deeply every night. When asked why she was always smiling, she'd say, "The earth gives, the sky listens, and I have my family. What more does one need?" She had little, but she had peace. She was not without hardship, but she carried it lightly. Then there was Prakash, a clever merchant who started with a single cart of spices and built an empire across cities. His ships traveled oceans, his name was known in every port, and he built a mansion so large that he needed a map to navigate it. He said he was happy, but only when the profits were high. On bad days, he was irritable and cruel to his workers. He kept growing his business not because he needed more, but because he feared losing what he had. "What if someone overtakes me?" he'd mutter. "What if I lose everything?" His heart was a battlefield of desire and fear. In the mountains above the village lived a monk named Tara, who had once been a princess. She left the palace one night after seeing a sick man, a dead man, and a beggar, and realizing that no riches could shield her from suffering. She wandered for years, seeking answers. Tara lived simply in a cave, ate fruit and herbs, and meditated through the seasons. Many thought her strange, even foolish, but her presence brought calm, like a breeze after a storm. People who sat with her left feeling lighter. She often said, "Happiness is not found in what you hold, but in what you let go of." Back in the village, a curious boy named Aman listened to all these stories. He was confused. So, was the king not happy? Was the farmer happier than the merchant? Is giving everything up the only way to be happy? Ravi chuckled and placed a warm, freshly made cup into the boy's hands. "Happiness," he said, "is not a crown, a field, or a robe. It's the feeling that your heart is not heavy, that you can breathe deeply, sleep peacefully, and wake up grateful. Sometimes it comes with little, sometimes it comes with letting go, but it never comes from comparing your joy with another's." The villagers nodded, some left in silence, Others stayed, asking more. But the boy, Aman, remembered those words his whole life. He became a traveler, a teacher, and then an old man in another village, telling the same story to curious children. And so the story goes on, from one heart to another, each asking the same question, who is truly happy? And learning perhaps that the answer lives quietly within.